Yo, what's up? This is your girl Dragon and welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, be sure to drop that like and that sub. Would be great to have you. This video is a special request. In fact, it's a Q&A tutorial video. And the question comes from SYNX. He says, hey, can you make a video where when players spawn in the map, they are all in a team and they can change teams if they want. So I made a special area to show you guys how to do this. And I do hope you get a chance to implement it in your maps. Let's go ahead and check it out. Let's do it. All right, here we are. I did this setup here. So I put this together real quickly so that it can be a clean tutorial here for ya. So check it out. You want to know how players can spawn into the game and then be able to choose whichever team they want. So here I have set players can choose to be agents or they can choose to be a private eye. When they choose, they're going to be spawned to different areas and they can do whatever tasks you have assigned for them. So first I'm going to go ahead and go through my setup, how I have the channel set up and what's doing what, and then we're going to run a test. All right, let's do it. All right, first three things you're going to need with this setup. Of course, you're going to need a class selector device. You can find this device by going to your devices tab under creative, and it's usually on the 5th row. You see it right here, and then right next to it is the class designer. So you're going to go ahead and get both of those and lay that in your pregame area. Right, so I have this one set here to purple and this one set here to like a teal green. Then you want to set your spawn pads, and then I put my class designers here. Another thing you're going to need is team inventory pads. So you can see here I have 2, and you can see the teams that I set them to there, teams 2 and 3, because when players spawn in, they're going to be on random teams. They may be on like team 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, right? But you don't want them to be assigned a team until they actually go into the class selector. So let's go ahead and take a look at the channels. First, we're going to start with the class designers. So you see I have 2 here. One is for team 2 and one is for team 3. And then the class identifier, so here you see the agents. Class identifier is 1. I have it set to not grant items on respawn. And everything else here is do not override. Let's tab over to all options. I have it set to, let's see, grant ammo with weapons, yes. And then of course everything else is set to don't override. And then the next class designer is class name is private eye. Class identifier is 2. And of course, it's exactly mirroring the other class designer for team 2. So this will be team 3, and of course, you're just going to be changing the name and changing the class to 2. So we have class 1 and class 2. We have agents and private eyes. Next, let's set up the class selector. So again, choose whatever color you want and make sure that you make your informational booth really presentable and clear. Let's check out the channels. Alright, so class to switch to is none. Now if you do have certain like abilities, then you're going to want to set it to class to switch to 1 or 2. Okay? But if the players are just going to a different area, they're just switching teams, then you want to do team to switch to. So we have team to switch to 2 here. Activating team is any, because when they come into the lobby, they're going to be any team. Time to switch is instant, or you can set a delay, whatever you like. Respawn player on switch. So you do notice a lot of creators do this. You'll go into their island, you'll walk into a class selector, and then you'll die or you'll get eliminated and then you'll end up somewhere else. If you want that type of effect, you definitely can do that by selecting yes. However, for me, I'd rather them just go straight to where they need to go to. Again, this is personal preference. Again, this is also personal preference. Restore health and shields on switch. Everything else is personal preference. You want to set your meter size, if the volume is going to be visible in game or not, and if the base is going to be visible in a game or not. And then you can choose your color. You can choose any color you want. I want purple. And next up, I have enable during phase gameplay only. And what this means basically is that this will only switch the teams when the game starts. Therefore, when your players are in the pre-game and they're running around, they may run through these class selectors and nothing will happen until the game starts, and then they go into the selectors. They can then switch their teams. Again, this is personal preference. If you want them to switch before the game, just keep in mind they may still end up back here to choose again. So make sure you have your setup correct for this type of mechanic. Do you want it to be during gameplay only, or do you want it to be in the pre-game, or do you want it to be all the time? So I have it set to gameplay only for this tutorial, just for that purpose. Again, everything else is personal preference. Now for channels, I have enabled when receiving from no channel and so forth. And when team switch, transmit on channel 35. Now what that means here, and I chose channel 35 for this reason. So agents are going to go over here, and they are team 2. The spawn pad is set to team 2, and the teleporter teleport 2 when receiving from 35. So as soon as they run through there, they're going to be teleported here. And I have a little HUD message device to tell them what they need to do. Let's go back. Now that we're back, let's check out the private eye settings. Now you'll see it's quite similar. Class to switch to is none. Team to switch to is 3. Activating team is any. Time to switch is instant, and so forth. It exactly mirrors the other class selector, with the exception of the team and the channel. Channel is going to be 21. So again, whatever channels you have, be sure to make your groups and organize them so. Now the spawn pads are transmitting on no channel. It's used as island start, and team is set to any. Enable during phase all. Again, everything else is personal choice, like play audio, just if you want to. It's truly up to you. Next, let's check out the team inventory. Now I have the team inventory, so when they spawn, you'll see what teams they're going to be on. It'll display in the scoreboard. So team 2 basically is set to agents. The color is purple to reflect the color that they run into, and the team is 2. Default class is 1. Of course, if you assign special abilities, then they will be assigned this class automatically as soon as they're switched to team 2. Again, everything else is personal preference here, so feel free to do what you like. Team 3 is exactly the same, with the exception for the team name and so forth in the colors. So just be sure to remember exactly everything and just make sure everything else is good to go. You got your name, you got the team they're going to be switching to, and the color, and the correct class. And that's pretty much your setup. Now before we run a test, let's check out game settings. So now let's check out the game settings. So here you see I have voice chat set to team, and that is because if you only want your team members to converse with themselves, you're going to want this. However, if you don't mind and you want everyone to talk to everyone, meaning agents can talk to the private eyes, then you want to set it to all. But I prefer here for this particular game mode that the team can only discuss it with the team, and so forth. Next, I have a max players of 20. Again, this is personal preference. Total of teams 3, and the team size is 3, meaning 3 per team. Get it? Got it. Alright, this again is a tutorial. Matchmaking type is off, and so forth. Again, everything else from here on is personal preference. And once you have that set up, we can go ahead and run a test. We're going to do one for agents, and we're going to do one for private eye. Let's do it. Alright, as you see, I spawn right here during the middle of the game, and I can select my team. So it shows that I'm on team 1. I'm going to go to agents. It says find out who started the fire. Oh no, the trees are on fire. Let's put it out before it destroys the bridge. Alright, let's go ahead and test team private eye. And now let's become a private eye. Keep the agents busy, emote to start a fire. Alright, don't mind if I do. Haha. They'll never know. And as you see, it shows your team name. Alright, so that concludes the test, and it works perfectly. I do hope this tutorial helped you. Let's go ahead and take it to the lobby so we can close it out. Alright, you guys, that's going to conclude this tutorial. Thank you, SYNX, for your question. I do hope I'm saying your name right. And I do hope it helped you out. I'm sorry it took 2 weeks though. I'm very busy there doing a lot of things, and I just wanted to take the time to make this video for your question. Again, if you guys find this tutorial helpful and you're able to make islands this way, please let me know. Post your comment below, let me know what your island code is, and I will check it out. Again, if you're also part of the FCHQ community and you use this tutorial and it's helped you, please let me know as well. Ping me in the Cord, I don't mind at all. Just reach out. Other than that, I hope I see you guys on the next one. This is your girl Dragon signing off. You guys have a good one. Bye!